What's up? It's your girl Rajanae. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys can hear me because I actually talk pretty softly, so hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully my camera doesn't reheat or anything like that, because this is gonna be a long day. Today, by the title of this video, like, y'all already know what I'm finna get into, and I feel like this discussion, like this conversation, is very important. This is probably going to be like a series on my channel called Pretty Girl Talks, but I'm in the middle of like doing orders right now, and I just kind of had to stop because it was starting to give me a crazy order, and I was like, let me wait because I can't skip no more before they take it away. But yeah, like, I felt like this conversation needed to be had because I feel like I'm not the only one that's in this position that feels this way. I know there's a lot of other women that feel this way. There could be, who knows, just women and girls of like all ages, you know, and I just feel like this could be inspiring for even younger girls who are watching. So I feel like this conversation is very much necessary. I also feel like if I cry, please just know it was very much needed, because I already feel like this is going to be a conversation I'm going to be very emotional on. But let's just get to it, okay? I wanted to talk about, as you can see on the title, about feeling like behind in life. And to be honest with you, like, it was crazy because in this new era that like I'm stepping into, obviously with the series and whatnot, my 20-fine era, like I told you guys before in my life update video, like, it recently being my birthday, October 15th, like, your girl has been emotional. I have been emotional, and like the fact that I was thinking of like other ideas as far as like this era that I'm walking into, and just me kind of documenting it, I was trying to figure out like what other content maybe could I do other than like different vlogs and stuff like that and whatnot. But like, I thought like the Pretty Girl Talks was like a good idea, especially talking about the topic of feeling behind in life, because I can't even lie to you, like, I still feel like that to this day. Like, I still do feel like I'm behind in life, and obviously part of it or a lot of it is my fault, because, you know, I didn't take life seriously the way that I should have, especially at a younger age. And now like that catches up to you like when you get older and kind of realize, oh dang, like if I would have did this sooner, would I be here at this point in my life? Like, would I even be in the position that I am now if I thought smarter back then? But I wanted to talk about different areas in my life where I just feel like I'm behind, and it's in a lot of areas. And we can start with career-wise, because obviously, as you guys know, I'm in school right now for dental assisting. And a quick little update, like, I am now on tuition probation because I guess a payment that I was supposed to make, which I thought I recently made a payment, but I was supposed to make another one like last week and I didn't. So it put me on tuition probation, and I'm supposed to have a minimum amount paid by like next week. And if not, then they're gonna have to move me to another class, which is January. So forget everything that I've already done at this point, because week 1 has already been completed. I'm already on week 2, like starting week 2, and that means that if I don't have the minimum, then I'm gonna have to start over in January. And that like upset me and hurt me so much and caused a lot of anxiety, because I'm like, I'm not trying to start over, you know what I mean? Like, it's already bad enough that this was tough for me to like get into this, and like just the different family meetings like I've had to having conversations of like getting into a career and trying to make more money and this, that, and the third. Like, I don't want to have to start over, you know what I'm saying, and do this all over in January. So that's an update, and I don't have that kind of money to have the amount paid by next week, you know. But anyways, as far as like career, I just feel like I've always been like a creative person, like a creative individual. Like I've always been like the little girl that's head was always in the clouds, always daydreaming in class, daydreaming in school and whatnot. Had dreams of like doing music and acting and all this other stuff. Like it was like reality where, because in my head was always where I was at, you know what I mean? Like it seemed so much content there, like it was so peaceful there. Just looking up at all the different celebrities that I liked at the time, like I was such a huge like Disney fan, like with the That's So Raven, the Hannah Montana, the Wizards of Waverly Place type era. Like I was loving all the celebrities at the time, like those little teen mags. I was in those teen magazines heavy, okay? And it was just like I was living my life through them. But it makes you realize that living your life through somebody else who's successful is technically not your life. That's not you. That's their success. That's what they worked hard for and whatnot, to get to that place in life. And just because you're living yourself through them doesn't mean that you're living your dreams. You know what I mean? Like they're still kind of dreams in your head, but they're not in reality. So I feel like a lot of life really passes you by when you're living your life through other people and you're not looking at your life currently right now and figuring out like, how could I level up? How could I get to this place? How could I get to that? How could I get to the bag? You know, like life really does go fast, you know what I mean? And I feel like for me now in the situation where like I'm in dental assistant, like it just sucks because, you know, having this conversation, like I said before in my life update video, I always felt like with career wise, I always just kind of felt like me choosing that whatever career I choose means that I have to do that for the rest of my life and do that forever. And I had this mindset of, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. You know, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it's just like, but that's not making you money right now. You know what I mean? Think about the situation that you're in right now where financially you can barely take care of yourself. I mean, so this whole thing of you trying to chase like the content creator, like the entrepreneur, like all this other stuff, like that's cool. And it's not saying that you can't chase that, that you can't do that, that you can't accomplish any of those things, because there's streamers, there's creators, there's all types of people out here who are doing big things and they're successful in that. But it's like, realize that it's hard work. It takes a lot of hard work to even get to that level. It takes a lot of sacrifice to get to that. You know what I mean? People still had jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's how you have to think of it. It's not saying entirely that you have to throw that away, which in my mind, that's what I was hearing. It's not saying that you have to entirely throw that away, but that's not anything that's putting money in your pockets right now to pay for bills, to pay for rent, electricity, groceries, clothes to put on your body. Like that's not, if you're not making money from that, then that should not be like the first thing on your mind. And I felt like for me, like I felt like that tore me apart, because like I said, I'm such a creative individual that I would rather live a life on my own terms and do what I want than work for somebody else and do a career that I don't even want to do, because I'm looking at people on social media living the best life ever, like living a life that I would want to have. And yet, like, I struggle getting up every day knowing the first thing on my mind is my finances and my bank, what my bank account looks like and how much money I need to have by this time, or else I'm going to get out of school and I have to start over, etc., etc. Like, all of that stuff, like, truly weighs down on me, and it's hard to accept. Like, it's hard to swallow that when you wake up in the morning. And sometimes I feel like I'm not always, like, in the best mood, because I wake up, you know, going to work irritated. You know, like the slightest thing could happen throughout my day and I'm already irritated and I'm just like, I'm done for. So I feel like for me, like in my age, I definitely feel like career wise, like I'm behind in life. And this is what I want to talk about. People have this thing where it's like they want to talk about, if you're not like in a certain, sorry, I have to position myself. Like if you're not like in a certain place in your life, like if you don't have your own car, if you don't have your own place, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, if you're not making this amount of money, whatever the case may be, then you failed in life. You have failed in life. Like, what the hell are you doing? And like, people always want to give like timestamps, they want to give ages, they want to give this and that, but it's just like, in reality, like, that's so hard to say. And I feel like nobody should be giving people timestamps and ages and whatnot of when people should be successful or when they should be here in life, because in reality, that's just not, I feel like that's just not realistic for everybody. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I even still feel embarrassed that I still live with my family and I don't have my own place. You know, I don't have this, that, and the third. And I remember somebody, it was like a post I saw on Instagram that was talking about like, do y'all think that, you know, it's a problem or whatever that, you know, people at this age and whatnot may still live with their parents or still live with their family? And I was so embarrassed to like read the comments, you know what I'm saying, because some people do have like this opinion of, no, you should have your own place, no, you should, you know what I'm saying. But it was like so many people in the comments that was like, excuse me, what you mean? Like, I'm living on my own, I'm paying this much for rent and this, that, and the third. Like, I wish I was living with my parents, I wish I was living with my family, you know what I'm saying. Like, if you still have the blessing to live with your family, do so and stack your money. Like, because times right now is so much different than times like what it was like 10 years ago or whatnot. It's just not the same. Things are more expensive now, like government shutdowns, like people are getting their food stamps and their snaps taken away from them, and like people are laughing at that. And I find that to be crazy. Like, I saw some about that on TikTok, I think yesterday, where it's like people are making fun of, even companies, I guess, different brands is making fun of people not being able to eat. And it's already hard and bad as it is that you have homeless people out here, you know what I mean, that don't even have that type of assistance. Like, they're just out here sleeping under bridges, digging in dumpsters, trying to find when their next meal is. Like, whatever scraps they can find in the dumpster, that's their meal for the night, you know what I mean. While you have people where I'm not going to necessarily say they're homeless or anything like that, because I don't know people's situations, but they were getting help, SNAP, food stamps, whatever it was, whatever help that they was getting. You mean to tell me that when that's gone or when that's being taken away from them, like, that's funny? Like, times is hard, you know what I'm saying. So the fact that like we should not even be judging people's situation, whether they live with their family or not, times is just not like how it used to be. So we don't even have a room to judge. Like, if you're not in that position, then you shouldn't speak on that, you know what I mean, because obviously you're in a different position than everybody else. And I feel like that doesn't give you the room to judge or to even make fun of them, because people just don't have those opportunities like everybody else. They just don't, you know. But like, for me, I'm not gonna lie, like, career wise, I do be feeling like I'm behind in life, and I wish I was making more. I wish I was doing this. I wish I could be living the life that I truly want to live and become the woman that I truly want to become, that younger me would be proud of. But that's still a work in progress, you know. And I recently just watched a video, like literally watched like 2 videos before I recorded this, because one of the videos I had it on my playlist, but I never got the opportunity to watch it. And it was just talking about like different artists that started late in their career, like Doja Cat, like Sabrina Carpenter, 2 Chainz, Shabuzi, like people like Lizzo, like they started late in their careers, and I really didn't even know that, you know. But like, if you actually watched the video and looked at when they actually started, and then another area in their life where they came out with their first album, or they came out with this single, or whatever the case may be, and then like in that second point in their life, it was like they were somewhat getting there, but they actually didn't blow up, you know what I'm saying. Like, people still didn't want to know who you were, they still weren't giving you a chance, you know what I mean. Like, your name still wasn't being put out there, but you probably had this much buzz. And then till tier 3, where boom, you blew up, and now everybody knows you. Like, now you're at the peak, like the pinnacle of like success, of like of where people know you. If you would count the gaps in between that took years. That took years in between to even get to the big status that they are right now, you know. So I feel like that inspired me, because it just like goes to show that consistency, that patience, that hard work, like grinding, like prayer, like it gets hard, you know what I mean. Especially like when you're starting out, it's like, hey, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, you know what I mean. And then you start, but you feel like people don't care to notice you, they don't care to know your name, you're not there. Like, even if you're a content creator, you're not getting likes, you're not getting views, you're not getting this, that, and the third. Like, you're always marketing yourself, and you still get 0 views, you still get 0 likes. Like, I have a video, I think, on my channel right now, the life update video that I just posted, and I posted it yesterday, and I had all these people looking at my story and whatnot, but did nobody watch the video. So it's painful to be in a position where it's like you're trying, and you feel like you're not getting nothing in return. Like nothing is coming back to you. Nobody cares to know that you're trying, that you're wanting to be next up and whatnot. And it gets so hard because, like I said, the gaps in between that, it took them years until they actually blew up. You know, some other like entrepreneurs, like the founder of Starbucks, he didn't even start that till he was 51. KFC didn't start that till he was like 60 something. The guy with Porsche didn't even start that till I think he was 51, like, or also in his 50s. Like, it's so crazy to think that like you feel so behind in life because you look at people on social media and be like, I want to have that, I wish that was me, this, that, and the third. And you start feeling like, because other people on social media feel like, oh, because you're not here, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you don't have this money, you don't have this car, that you're behind. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, you don't know how many times like I've cried, how many times I've cried to God of feeling like I failed in life, and I let myself down, I let my family down, like I let people around me down. Like, you don't know how many times I've cried about that and wish like, damn, like why am I such a failure? Like, what did I, you know what I'm saying, like how did I even get here? And it's like, I literally feel bad for myself. I always have to remind myself that my time will come. Every day is not going to be glitters and smiles and My Little Ponies. Like, there are going to be days where I'm going to cry my eyes out, and that's okay. Me and God will have that moment. I will cry to God for however long I need to until I'm content and be on with my day. But sometimes it takes that. Like, sometimes it takes those ugly days where you're crying and you're depressed and you're anxious and you're just like, I want to quit. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem like the days get better. It just seems like the days keep getting worse. And I always feel like that's how it is for me. Like, it just seems like anytime something starts to get somewhere or something starts to be good, it's like something else comes up and it's like, just kidding. Just kidding. You thought you were getting somewhere? Just kidding. Don't get too excited. You know, so I definitely do feel like that in life with money. I've been struggling with money for years. Like, with my finances for years. I've been struggling, and I wish that I did not put myself in that situation for so long, because to this day I'm still in that position. Obviously, especially being in school right now, like I'm still trying to figure out what I'm about to do. Like, you don't understand, but I'm mad that I've gotten myself in that situation for so long and still haven't found a way to get myself out of it and do a 360. So I definitely feel behind in that, because, you know, I wish that I could be able to take care of myself without being anxious of looking at my bank account and seeing things overdrawn or being at zero, or when am I gonna, like, how am I gonna get the money to pay this bill? How am I gonna make sure I get the money to pay rent? How am I gonna get this to pay that, and I'm behind on this and I'm behind on that, and this could take, I don't want to have to deal with that no more. I want to be able to take care of myself without asking, how am I going to do it? Telling you, like I always be saying, like, if I was kicked out and there were times where I was told that was going to happen, I wouldn't know what I would do, to be honest with you. Like, honestly, I feel like I would be homeless, because where would I go? I don't have a place on my own. Relationships, like friendships wise, like, you don't, man, this is a whole nother story. Like, you don't know how many times in my brain, if I'm wrong for thinking of what I feel like a definition of a friend is, because I be feeling like I don't have friends. And I see people like on YouTube have different videos talking about like relationships as far as like friendships, like why they don't have friends, why they don't have friends, or I'm lonely, and this, what it feels like to not have friends at this age, or even like when it comes to romance, like never having a boyfriend, you know, at this age and whatnot, being a virgin at this age, being celibate. Like, it's so hard, because like I feel like do I feel like I'm behind as far as like friends? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a person that goes out like that all the time, even though I would like to. Because it's like, boo, like, I'm single, I ain't got no kids. Like, I should definitely be out living my life to the fullest. But no. You know, I feel like I don't have friends. Like, there's not people that I could just hit up and text and be like, hey, girl, or hey, what's up, what's popping, like, you know what I'm saying, people I could text and hang out with and call, you know what I mean, if I want to vent about some things, you know what I mean, like going out to lunches or going out doing things with friends. Like, I don't do that, and I've always been that type of person that has always wanted that. But I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that, like, I've just been a military brat and I've always moved so much that, like, anybody that I met, you know what I mean, it was kind of like when it was getting good, boom, gotta go, gotta move. And I never know, is it the quality of the friendships that matter, I guess, in a sense, or is it the like how long you've known the person? I never know. I never know if I'm just overthinking things too much, but I be feeling like I don't really have people to talk to and to hang out with. Phone be dry. All these people we be having on Instagram, like all these followers be having, and yeah, I don't talk to barely any of those people. And it makes me think, and that's the hardest thing about that too, because people, like, this is what I'm saying, like, people start thinking, oh, if you don't have friends and this, that, and the third, then something's wrong with you. Wait, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Why is it gotta be something wrong with me? You know what I mean? And, you know, who knows, maybe it could be, but it's just like, that puts a lot of pressure on people, or it puts a lot of, I don't know, emotional distress on a person, I guess, when you start thinking, oh, the reason why you don't got any friends is because this, that, and the third. It's like, why it gotta be me? How do you know that person hasn't gone through so much different traumatic experiences when it came to people that they don't trust people easily? So they would rather be by themselves than be around a bunch of fake people. When it comes to relationships, it's the same. You know what I mean? Like, they start judging you if you've never had a relationship, if you're a virgin at this age, if you're celibate and whatnot. Like, people start judging you like, oh, that's where you know, you should have been out hoeing at the, huh? Like, what is you talking about? Like, who are you to tell me who I should be giving my body to and when I should be giving it up? Let's make it make sense. Like, I don't think anybody, again, should have so much control and so much say over people's bodies and their sex life and whatnot. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't be calling people childish because they're virgins at whatever age that they are, closer to 30 or whatever the case may be. And you think it's childish because they're not ready, or because they haven't found someone that they really want to give themselves to. Because it's more than just giving your body to somebody. I also feel like it's a spiritual thing too, but don't nobody want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to go there when it comes to that. It's more than just like sexual and physical, and it's also emotional and spiritual that goes with that too. So you're calling people childish because they're holding on to it. They haven't found nobody that they want to give themselves to. They haven't found anybody that they could trust and be comfortable with, but they're childish. Oh, but they're lame. Oh, but they're this, but they're that. And I know it's not the easiest to come out here and come on YouTube and make videos like that, to put yourself out like that, you know what I mean? Because people judge you and they make fun of you and they say this and they say this. Like, hell, people's out here going celibate. Not everybody, but some people are choosing to go celibate, you know what I mean? And I also feel like, you know what I mean, that might not be the easiest thing to do out here, especially in this world full of sin. And yet people judging you, talking about that. Oh, wow, what's the point of going celibate? Like, this, that, and the third. Like, please. I feel like people's mindset, they're not ready for those kind of conversations. Sorry, y'all. My camera was overheating. So yeah, like I was saying, yeah, I definitely do feel like when it comes to like relationships and like love and stuff, I definitely do be feeling like, oh my gosh, it was a bird. I definitely do be feeling like I'm behind in life. I be feeling like, dang, like when I actually do get the chance and the opportunity to start really dating and figuring out what I want, what I like, this, that, and the third, like, is that gonna be too old? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is that gonna be too late for me? Do you know what I mean? The way that I be thinking, like, at this point in my life and at this day and age, I just be really feeling like I'll never find love, I'll never experience it, there won't be anybody out there who will love me. Like, it's crazy, to be honest. If I had to like switch gears a little bit, because sometimes when I think really negatively about myself and when I think really harsh about myself, I try to immediately change it and try to think of something more optimistic and more positive. So what I tell myself is I shouldn't feel like I'm behind when it comes to love in my life, finding my partner in life or whatever, because I feel like God has always been protecting me. Talk about, you know, them dating in high school, them having all these boyfriends in high school. You was getting freak nasty, you know what I'm saying, in high school, and all this other stuff, whatever you was doing, you know what I mean. And it's like people start thinking, you know, or start telling you, you know, yeah, you should have lost it when you was in high school, you should have been doing this and that at that time. And it's just like, but again, you don't get to tell somebody their time frame of when they're supposed to give themselves to somebody, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people really be regretting that they even did the stuff that they did at that age. And who's to say that if that person was to do that at that time and at that age, that wouldn't scar them or like traumatize them for the rest of their life, including the age that they are now, if they would have done what you've done. Like, I wasn't that kind of person when I was in high school. Like, I wasn't a fast girl, you know, doing any of those things, you know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't doing any of those things. And so I feel like I said, I feel like God has always protected me. Like, I know younger me, you know, and I've struggled with this for years and years, as far as like confidence, self-love, low self-esteem, and all that stuff that has always been a struggle. And I still do struggle with that to this day. But like, I've always felt like it always mattered about, oh, like, I have to be pretty, oh, I have to look like this, oh, my body has to look like this, and all this other stuff, when it's like, looks don't even matter. Like, they matter, but they're not the foundation of what a relationship is supposed to be, or when it comes to love and this, that, and the third. Because we all know beauty fades. Let's start there. But your looks and everything is not the foundation of what a man should even be, what a real man should even be looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because your looks and your body and everything else that you do in the bedroom should really be like the sprinkles and the cherry on top. It shouldn't be everything that you have to offer as a woman. I've always prided myself and respected my mom and loved the advice that she always told me to stay true to myself and be myself, and that my personality was everything. But I feel like going back to what I was saying before, I've always like tried to change gears and just say that I feel like God has always protected me ever since, even up to my age and now, when it comes to this whole dating thing, this love thing, and everything else. Because when it comes to dating and everything else, like the things that I've been seeing, the things that I've been reading and whatnot, it's literally ridiculous. Like, I literally, like, I know I be lonely at times, and I feel like that's natural as a human being, to be lonely, to want love, to want a partner, to have someone that you call your best friend and you're forever. Like, I do want that for myself, but at the same time, I've always been a person where I don't rush those things. Because when it happens, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen on God's time, not your time. Not even on my time, but especially not your time. Because you're not gonna dictate and tell me when I should be here and when I should do this and this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? And your life is not perfect. Your life is not even what you want it to be, but you want to speak so much on mine. I've even had like some family members say certain things about like where I'm at, or when it comes to relationships and like other things I won't get into, and it has hurt my feelings, because I'd be like, what the heck? Like, what the hell? Like, who even says that? You know what I mean? But I wasn't confident enough to tell them, hey, like, that hurt my feelings, to even say something like that. Because then, like, my mind quickly went to, oh, well, maybe I will be lonely forever. Maybe this is what it'll look like for me for the rest of my life. But like I said, like, I like to think that, like, I'm glad that I wasn't that kind of person, like, in school, like, looking and chasing for that type of stuff. I was always that kind of person that just was focused on school and whatnot. But I've always felt like, up until this age, I feel like God has always protected me, even this day now, where it's just like, I'm not out here chasing a man. I'm not here looking for a man or anything like that right now. It's not saying I don't want one. I ain't never say that. But I'm not chasing after one either. You know, like this, like I said, the stuff that I be seeing is just not, I'm not interested in that. Like, that doesn't excite me. That don't turn me on. It don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a different breed. Okay, y'all. Hey, what's up? I'm back. My camera, like, my battery was dying, so I had to come to the crib really quick. Yeah, I forgot what I was even saying. At this point, what I was trying to say is, at the end of the day, like, I know what it feels like, and I know that there are other people out there that feel the same way I do and feel like they're behind in life. They feel like failures in life. They feel like they could have accomplished more. They wish they were at a certain place in their life currently right now. Trust me, I definitely wish that was me. And being on social media, I literally feel like it just doesn't help sometimes, because people just say the craziest things, and it's just like, if you're not strong-willed enough, you really start believing like, damn, they're right. What have I been doing all this time? Like, I feel like, what purpose do I have? You know, like, you really start to like questioning like yourself like that. And I just want to say, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I have it together. Clearly I don't. But what I will say is that we are in this together. If you're in the same boat as me, okay? You are not the only one that feels like they're behind in life, and they feel like failures, and wish they could have done better, wish they could have made better moves when they were younger, wish they could have did this, wish they could have did that, but my whole thing is, I've always said that I've always felt like it was too late for me to strive for my dreams, to chase my dreams, to live the life that I want, to become the woman that I want to become. I've always just felt like it was too late for me. But my mom always tells me it's only too late when you're dead. So if you're still alive, breathing, and well, thanks to God, it's not too late for you. You can definitely still go out there, chase your dreams, whatever it may be, like whatever your heart like truly desires, go for it. You know, because I feel like one of my fears is to go through this life and get older and then regret not living the life that I wanted, you know, not living life to the fullest. And at that point, you really can't go back, and you can't change those things. You can't reverse time or rewind back and wish, you know, you could have did those things. So while you're here, while you're alive, while you're present, currently at this time right now watching this video, like, have that mindset of, you know what, yeah, I'm not gonna do that no more. Like, I'm not gonna have this mentality of it's too late, I can't. Because something I think about too is that, think about the people who are gone, who are not alive on this earth anymore. They're buried under the ground, and imagine the regrets that they must have of not living a life they've destined to want. Leaving this earth, not living the life they wanted to, not becoming the person they wanted to, like not accomplishing the things that their hearts truly desired. They can't go back. Literally, they cannot come back and fulfill those destinies that they want to fulfill. Like, it's too late for them. But it's not too late for you, and it's not too late for me. So it's time to go out and live. It's time to ignore those people, the naysayers that sit there and try to give everybody timelines on when they feel like they should be successful in this, that, and the third, because at the end of the day, it's not their life, it's yours. And I feel like someone that inspires me, and I feel like fits this situation so well, is Rihanna. That is the reason why she is literally one of my inspirations. Like, seriously, like, if I could meet her, like, I would literally tell her that. Because I feel like she is the epitome of someone who, she's the epitome of, I do what I want, when I want, how I want, and what you think. Seriously, like, I feel like that's the mentality she has. I feel like that's like her aura, like that's her ambiance. Like, I feel like that's literally how she carries herself. Like, I feel like that must be her mantra in life, is I don't give a fuck. Like, I do what I want, when I want to, how I want to. I move to the beat of my own drum. I don't move to the beat of anybody else's drum or what they feel is meant for me. Like, I know what's meant for me. I know what I want. I know what my heart desires, and I'm gonna go for it, no matter how much work I have to put in, no matter how long it takes. Whatever the timeline is, I'm going for it, because I truly believe that I can make it a reality. Like, I can make it real, and I'm moving on God's time. That's it. And I feel like I aspired to be that. Like, I aspire to have that mentality and be in that place where, like, I'm so confident in myself and I believe in myself and my dreams that I don't let naysayers try to dictate how successful I will become by the tone of the color of my skin, or me being a black woman, or me just being a woman, period, or like my age. Like, I want to be so confident in knowing that I don't care what the naysayers say, because I know that God's timing is the best timing, and God knows when my time to shine will come, when my breakthrough will come. If you're miserable, just say that, you know, but don't spread that misery to other people, because you couldn't find it within yourself to find what truly makes you happy. What sets your soul on fire? Like, what do you want to do in life? Like, what is something that you've always wanted to do if you weren't afraid and you didn't hold yourself back? But you're mad because there's people out here who is not trying to hold themselves back anymore, and they want to strive for that, you know, like they want the best for themselves, you know. So Rihanna is truly like the epitome of that, and I feel like she's the perfect example of this, because, you know, the whole talks of, you know, her being the age that she is, like, she's like in her 30s or something like that, you know, not having kids and all this other stuff, and oh, it's too late to have kids at this age, and you're washed up and you're lame and you're not desirable as a woman if you don't have kids, da 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 da. And I feel like at the time, I felt like when everybody was saying those things, here she was pregnant, successful and pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So I give, like, the attitude I felt like she kind of gave her, like, in that moment, and from here on out was just kind of like, yeah, like, I was about me. Like, I was about my money. I was about my business. I was focused on me. I was trying to become the best version of myself. I was trying to be a woman that younger me would be proud of. And that was my core focus. Like, that was my core focus before anything, before a man, before kids, you know. And people try to give you like that stipulation, or like that timeline, or that age where it's like it's too late for you to sit there and do that. You can't be successful and make your breakthrough at this age. You can't have kids at this age and whatnot. It's too late for you. It's done for you. But I feel like she was the woman to show that no, it's not. You move how you want to move, when you want to move. And you don't move in a way, or you don't move when other people tell you, or you don't do what other people tell you, or feel like, or listen to them at that matter and feel like it's over for you. Because the more that you listen to that, and the more you believe it, that like, the more like you truly believe it and your actions start doing it, the more like your mind really locks it in and be like, yeah, it really is over for me, so I should really stop trying. But like, Rihanna was literally like, yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Like, here I am with kids, very much pregnant, and still very much a billionaire. So no, it's definitely possible. There's no need to try to rush life. There's no need to try to rush to have kids at whatever age people think is acceptable, to find love whenever people think it's acceptable and whatnot. Like, you move in your own timing. And God's timing is, like I said, the best timing. You know, it sucks to be in a position where things are unpredictable and you don't know where life is going, because you feel stuck in your life and you feel like you're behind and you feel like you're never going to move forward. You're always taking 10 steps back. You don't know when your breakthrough is coming, because every single day it just feels like you move those 10 steps back, so you can't move forward. You get pushed down and then you can't get back up, and you feel like it's over for you. You don't know when your breakthrough is coming. You don't know what God has for you, and sometimes you feel like, does God even have anything for me, because I'm still stuck in this position. You know, I'm praying for things, I don't even know if he's talking to me. I don't even know if I hear him. But it's coming. It's truly coming. And that's something that I've been just trying to do more is just pray when I need to and just vent to God when I need to and just trust him at the end of the day. Like, that's one of the biggest things that you can do is trust him. Trust in knowing that it is not over for you. It's not over for you. It's not over for me. Like, if anything, things are just getting started. And that's what people don't understand. Like, things are brewing right now for you. Like coffee in a Keurig, things are brewing for you, my love. You may not even know what's to come. You may not even know what God has for you, but things are working in your favor. God is working on your blessings even when you feel like he's not. He's in the neighborhood. So if he's blessing this person, this person, this person, close to, just know your time is coming. But you cannot give up. You cannot think small like other people have been doing. You can't believe the negative toxicity stuff that people are telling you where it's too late for you and you'll never make it because you're too old now. You're too this now. You're too this. You're too that. It's not. No. I'm telling you right now, we're going to get through this together and we're going to get exactly where we need to be. We're going to be exactly where we need to. Where we manifest, what we pray for, desires, whatever it is, we're going to have every single one of them. Because we trust that God will make a way for us. And when there's a will, there is a way. I always pray that I'm just so grateful to experience another day because other people don't get to say that. Other people don't have that opportunity. But me and you have that opportunity every day when we wake up and our eyes open. And that's another day, another opportunity for us to strive for things that may be hard and may be unreachable in a sense. But God gave us the tools. He gave us the tools to be successful and to get whatever it is that we want. We just have to use them accordingly. We need to know what those tools are, because sometimes it really is already within us. We just haven't tapped into it. So, and who's to say that when you do make it, you'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, this timing was better. This was the best time, because who knows if I would have been prepared 5 or so years ago in this situation. But history, just like history repeats itself, so do lessons. And we may not have been ready to learn the lessons that we needed to learn at the time because we weren't ready. We weren't mentally ready. But we're mentally ready now. So I just wanted to say that to all women of all ages, of anybody who's listening, men included, young women, young girls, it's not late for you. I don't care what anybody says. Start now. Start today. Start today. Cry if you need to. Let it out if you need to. Pray to God if you need to. But after that, start today. Because giving up is just no longer an option anymore. Listening to these naysayers is not even an option anymore. Like, we shouldn't even let other people's words get to us that bad. We shouldn't even be down that. We shouldn't be down bad for people who are miserable and don't want to do more for themselves because they felt like it was too late for them. They feel like it's too late for you. But we don't think like that over here. That's not what we do over here. We're not a part of that group over there. We're part of this group right here, but we're gonna win regardless. So I am so proud of myself for not crying, because I've wanted to cry throughout this whole video. I know y'all probably heard it in my voice, and I was feeling it in my throat of me about to cry, but I'm keeping it together because life definitely be lifing. But you know what? We are strong enough to push forward because every day is a new day. I want you to look forward to what's to come in everything that you're manifesting and visualizing. That's what I want you to keep in mind. Be excited about that because that is on the way. That is coming. Like I always say, when it comes to visualization and manifesting, get excited about visualizing what you want your life to look like. Because once you have that down to a T, that makes you want to go harder to strive for what it is that you want. Because now you've seen what that looks like. You've seen what a better version of you looks like. And I just want to say this, closing out. When it's your time, baby, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. People just gonna have to watch and sit back. Oh well. Okay, yes, like I said, I'm so proud of myself for not crying right now. I'm probably gonna cry after I turn this camera off. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, I really hope that anything that I said hit home for somebody. I hope that it inspired you in some way. I hope that it makes you want to get up and be like, you know what, today's the day I'm turning my life around. Because life can literally change in a matter of days, weeks, months, years. You never know. You really never know. You never know. Like I always say, and I always remember, like, giving up cannot be an option, because the moment that you don't realize that if you gave up, your breakthrough could have been like literally right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, your dream was here and you was right here and you gave up. Are you serious? What if you kept going an extra day? What if you kept going one more day? Tomorrow could have been the day that you made it, but you gave up today. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said, I hope that it inspired somebody. I hope that if you cried, you let it out, babe. It's good to release those emotions. But we're on to bigger and better things now. We're not letting people stop us no more. We're not letting people tell us when we're gonna do this, when we should do that. We're not letting people run our lives no more. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm talking to God and that's it. I don't care what you're talking about, but me and God, we know what we got going on. We know what we planning. I don't know what you're doing, but what we and God got going on and what God has for me is way better than what you're talking about. You're not going to be the judge of that, babe. But I hope this inspired somebody. And yeah, I'm in my 25 era. So continue to embark on this journey with me as I try to get my life together. I try to get myself together. I strive for the life that I want for myself and strive to become the woman that younger me has always wanted to be. Like, comment, subscribe, hype, because I need this to reach people for real. Raja loves you.